What if everything you've ever considered solid, fixed, and immutable is actually a melody, a vibration, a song waiting for your attention to awaken it? You are standing at the threshold of a hidden universe, one where every thought, every subtle shift in feeling, hums with its own frequency, waiting to resonate with your awareness. You might not see it yet, but it is there, an infinite web of energy, quietly responding, quietly listening, quietly waiting. Imagine two people walking through the same crowded street. One sees noise, chaos, distraction. The other feels rhythm, harmony, possibility. The street is the same, the people are the same, yet the experience diverges. Why? Because consciousness is not just a passive receiver, it is an active participant. Your attention, your emotion, your very observation shapes the way energy collapses into the world you call reality. This is the first whisper of the invisible symphony. The truth that reality is not a rigid structure, but a fluid, responsive dance. Science has long hinted at this truth. Consider the double-slit experiment, a cornerstone of quantum physics. Particles, when unobserved, exist in a haze of probability, everywhere and nowhere, simultaneously. But the moment you observe, choose, measure, the wave collapses. Form emerges from potential, and you are the observer. Your consciousness, your awareness, your focus is not external to this world. It is woven into the very fabric of it. Every heartbeat, every thought, every emotion you emit sends ripples through the field, inviting certain probabilities to condense into your lived experience. And yet, this is not only theory. Think of the last time you entered a room heavy with tension. You felt it immediately, didn't you? And perhaps you noticed how simply shifting your state, breathing deeply, softening, sending calm energy into the space, altered the dynamics. The room, the people, the energy itself responded. The quantum field is not distant. It is not abstract. It is the unseen symphony in which your own vibration participates. Your emotions, your intentions, your inner states, they are like instruments in an orchestra. When you resonate with fear, chaos, or doubt, the world reflects discord. When you resonate with clarity, gratitude, and intention, harmony emerges. You are both composer and conductor. And the beauty of it? The symphony never requires perfection. It responds always to the movement you offer. The unseen architecture of existence is sensitive, fluid, alive. It waits for you to acknowledge your role, to step into your authorship, to hear the music that was always playing just beyond the surface. Here's the truth. You are not a passenger in this reality. You are an essential note, a vibrating frequency in the invisible symphony. The more you attune to your inner rhythm, the more the outer world aligns. Your awareness is a tuning fork. Your intention is the bow on the string. And as you begin to feel the pulse, the cadence, the resonance, you awaken to the first profound shift of conscious creation. You are not small. You are not passive. You are a living, breathing participant in the orchestration of existence. Close your eyes and sense it now. The energy beneath every tree, every breath, every glance. It is alive, singing, responding. You are not just observing. You are listening. You are shaping. You are orchestrating. The invisible symphony has always been there. And now, you hear it. What if the boundaries you call you are an illusion? You are not merely a solitary mind, separate and contained. You are woven into an intricate lattice, a vast network of unseen threads connecting every thought, every emotion, every subtle vibration to the world around you. And here is the paradox. Even when you feel isolated, even when life seems personal and private, you are entangled. Every choice, every feeling, every shift in awareness rippling outward like concentric waves in an endless ocean. Consider two friends receiving the same news. One responds with fear, the other with curiosity. The events are identical, yet the outcomes differ because each consciousness interacts uniquely with the entangled field of reality. Your subconscious beliefs, your habitual emotions, the patterns formed by past experiences, they are all part of a subtle network that extends beyond your body, beyond your perception. What you sense as external circumstances are often echoes of your internal frequencies. Science calls this quantum entanglement. Particles separated by light years respond instantly to each other's state. Distance in this invisible field is irrelevant. Connection is fundamental, and if particles can be entangled, why would you, a living, conscious being, exist in isolation? Your emotions, your fears, your joy, they resonate across invisible threads, shaping events, influencing people, altering probabilities you cannot yet perceive. Even when you think you are passive, you are actively participating in this cosmic dialogue. Imagine sending an email to a friend. You write words with one intention, but the way they read it depends on their state, their fears, their beliefs, their frequency. The message is entangled with their consciousness. And so it is with every interaction. The energy you carry, the subtle tone of your thoughts, the unspoken patterns in your heart, they leave traces that ripple outward. This is why awareness matters. Conscious attention is the tool that rewires your participation in this entangled reality. Here's the truth. Much of your life unfolds unconsciously because you are unaware of the threads you influence and the i.e. patterns you inherit. But once you notice, once you feel the delicate lattice connecting you to everything, transformation becomes possible. You are no longer at the mercy of invisible forces. You become a conscious participant, a navigator of subtle connections. By observing your patterns, by choosing intention over habit, you can collapse probability into the experiences you desire, harmonizing yourself with the field rather than resisting it. Take a moment now. Sense the entanglement in your own life. The people who appear unexpectedly, the opportunities that seem to arrive out of nowhere, the subtle synchronizations that defy chance, they are the field responding to the frequencies you radiate. And when you align your awareness, your emotion, your intent, you step into mastery over the invisible threads that connect everything. The entangled mind is both a mirror and a bridge. It reflects your inner state and responds to your conscious choice. The awakening comes not from control, but from recognition. You are never separate. You are always connected. And in this realization lies power. The power to shape your experience, to rewrite patterns, to become the conscious conductor of the vast, invisible symphony you inhabit. What if the act of watching could change the world itself? You are not just a witness to life. You are the participant whose gaze shapes the unfolding of reality. Every glance, every thought, every subtle focus of attention collapses infinite possibilities into the form you experience. You are both lens and lever, observer and creator, standing at the intersection of awareness and manifestation. Consider two people walking into a challenging situation. One notices the problem, the obstacles, the barriers. The other notices the hidden opportunities, the lessons, the potential paths. The circumstances are identical, yet the outcomes diverge dramatically. Why? Because observation is not passive. It is an energetic signal, a conscious frequency that interacts with the quantum field. The moment you observe, probabilities collapse. Your awareness becomes the force that decides what will emerge. This is the essence of the observer effect. In physics, particles act as waves of probability until they are observed. Then they crystallize into a single reality. Your mind works the same way. Your attention is the lens through which the universe materializes. Your perception is not a mirror of reality, it is the sculptor of it. And this is liberating. You are not trapped by circumstance. You are a participant in creation, capable of shifting outcomes with mindful focus. Imagine sitting in a room filled with tension. Some people feel it immediately and react with anxiety, while others enter with a calm presence and the energy subtly shifts in response. The room, the people, the very atmosphere responds to the observation, the conscious awareness that is present. This is not magic, it is science and spirit intertwining. Your focused presence alters probabilities in ways you cannot yet fully see. You influence the dance of energy simply by noticing, by being conscious. Here's the deeper truth. Most of your life is lived unconsciously. You observe without noticing, react without realizing, and thus the field of possibilities collapses, according to old patterns, old fears, old habits. But when you step into the role of the observer within, you reclaim choice. You see patterns as they arise. You notice the subtle reactions of your mind, your heart, your body. And by doing so, you begin to consciously guide the collapse of possibilities toward what aligns with your true intentions. Your inner observation is a mirror that reflects both potential and power. The more precise, calm, and present you are, the more responsive the universe becomes. Every thought, every feeling, every pause in attention sends a ripple across the field. The act of observing is not separate from creating. It is creation. When you notice, you influence. When you focus, you shift. When you are fully present, the unseen becomes responsive. So begin now. Observe without judgment, observe with clarity, observe with intention. Notice how the world shifts in response to your awareness. The observer within is not a concept. It is your lived experience, your tool, your power. And as you step fully into this role, the probabilities of your life expand, revealing that reality is not fixed and you are not passive. You are conscious. You are the lens. You are the lever. And through observation, you become the architect of the life you were always meant to experience. What if your deepest longings were not whispers of wishful thinking, but signals sent across the very fabric of reality? You are not merely hoping for what you want. You are broadcasting it, moment by moment, into the quantum field. Every feeling you hold, every emotion you radiate, carries a frequency that interacts with the unseen currents of possibility. Desire is not a passive thought. It is an energetic signature, a vibration that calls the universe into alignment with your inner state. Consider two people pursuing the same goal. One approaches it with scattered anxiety, impatience, and doubt. The other moves with clarity, gratitude, and focused intensity. The external circumstances may be identical, yet the outcomes diverge. Why? Because desire is not measured by what you want. It is measured by how fully you inhabit the feeling of having it now. The field responds to resonance, not words. Your emotional frequency is the signal, your intention is the magnet, and the universe answers to the harmonics you emit. Quantum science affirms this in surprising ways. Particles collapse into form when observed. Probabilities condense into reality when attention and intention converge. Your emotions act as frequency modulators in this same field. Joy, love, gratitude, clarity. These are high-frequency signals. Fear, doubt, resentment. These are low-frequency vibrations. What you feel most intensely, consciously or unconsciously, becomes the gravitational center around which life organizes itself. Imagine a musician tuning a string. If the tension is too loose, the note wavers. If it is precisely tuned, the string vibrates in harmony with the other instruments, creating resonance that fills the room. Your desire is like that string. When your emotion and intention are aligned, you resonate with life itself. When they are misaligned, the signal falters. The field remains unresponsive. You are both composer and instrument, sending out frequencies that shape your reality before it even appears. Here's the truth. The most powerful manifestation begins with feeling, not doing. When you immerse yourself in the emotional experience of your desire, as if it were already present, you send a clear signal to the field. When gratitude, love, and certainty infuse your longing, you create a vibrational attractor, a beacon that draws possibilities toward you. This is not fantasy. It is the practical, scientific law of resonance applied to your inner life. Pause now. Sense your own desire. Feel the weight, the texture, the yearning of it in your body. Let it expand, harmonize, and stabilize. Notice how your inner state, when fully engaged with clarity and emotion, reaches into the unseen, shaping the probabilities around you. Desire, when aligned with frequency, is no longer something you chase. It is something that meets you halfway, an invitation from the universe to co-create with it. Your emotions are not just reactions, they are signals. Your desires are not just dreams, they are invitations. And as you consciously harmonize your feeling and your intention, you shift from hoping to knowing, from waiting to attracting. The frequencies of desire become your guiding pulse, your invisible lever, your magnet in the infinite field. You are no longer passive. You are resonance. You are creation. You are the frequency itself. What if the world you've known, so predictable, so orderly, has been a veil hiding a deeper, more fluid reality? You are accustomed to thinking in lines. Action causes reaction. Effort produces result. Time moves steadily forward. But the quantum field reveals a far stranger truth. Effects can precede causes. Possibilities can materialize before intention is fully formed. What you call coincidence is often the universe responding to a vibration you've already sent, long before the circumstances appear. Imagine two people waiting for an opportunity. One chases, hurries, struggles, demanding the universe comply with linear timing. The other aligns internally first, calms, visualizes, resonates with the feeling of the outcome, and then steps forward. The opportunity seems to meet them effortlessly, almost magically. It appears as if life bends around them. And in a sense, it does. Your inner state is a frequency. Your alignment is a signal. The field responds not to frantic effort, but to resonant presence. Quantum science mirrors this in subtle ways. Experiments suggest that particles can sense measurements made in the future, collapsing into state before observation, blurring cause and effect. Your consciousness operates in the same domain. When your internal state harmonizes with higher probabilities, clarity, gratitude, joy, life begins to synchronize around you. Synchronicities emerge, doors open, meetings align. What once felt like struggle now feels like orchestration. Here's the truth: the timing of reality is not dictated by your clock or your checklist. It is dictated by the alignment of your energy. You are not powerless if results are delayed. You are simply being invited to adjust your internal frequency, to attune, to resonate, before the external manifests. The universe responds to vibration, not urgency. It collapses probability according to coherence, not pressure. Think of planting a seed. You can water it, tend it, nurture it, but the moment of growth is not in your control. It occurs when conditions align: soil, water, sunlight, and internal timing all in resonance. Your inner state is the soil of reality. When aligned, your efforts become effortless. When misaligned, you may labor endlessly, yet the fruit remains elusive. Beyond cause and effect, creation is non-linear, fluid, and beautifully paradoxical. Pause and feel it now. Recall a time when something unexpected unfolded in your favor, when opportunity arrived before you even realized it was needed. That was the quantum field responding to your frequency long before the cause became visible. What if you could cultivate that state consciously? What if you could harmonize your inner world so that synchronicities and opportunities consistently emerge? This is not fantasy. It is your natural capacity waiting for recognition. The shift is subtle but profound. You release the illusion of linear struggle and embrace resonance as your guide. Cause follows alignment, effort follows intuition, results follow coherent frequency. You are no longer bound to the clock, to logic, to linearity. You are a conscious participant in a field where timing, alignment, and intention converge. And in that convergence, the impossible becomes ordinary. You are stepping beyond cause and effect. You are entering a realm where your inner state orchestrates outer reality. You are learning that creation is non-linear. And as you align your frequency, as you attune to the subtle currents of life, the universe begins to dance to your resonance, and you realize that the world has always been waiting for you to notice. What if the world you see is shaped not by what you consciously choose, but by the hidden programs running quietly beneath your awareness? You are not merely navigating life. You are being guided by an invisible architect, the subconscious mind, whose patterns, fears, and memories have quietly constructed the reality you call normal. And yet, here lies the paradox. This same force, when understood and harnessed, can become your most powerful ally in conscious creation. Consider two people faced with the same challenge: a career shift, a relationship decision, a financial opportunity. One is paralyzed by doubt, repeating old patterns without even realizing it. The other navigates with clarity, intuition, and courage. The difference is not the situation, it is the subconscious programming that shapes their perception, their reaction, their energy. Your inner scripts, formed by childhood, past experiences, and unexamined beliefs, collapse probabilities in ways you often do not see. But when brought into awareness, they can be rewritten. Science and psychology reveal that most of your life is dictated by the subconscious, the 90% of mental activity running in autopilot. Neuroscience shows that habitual patterns, neural pathways, and emotional triggers influence every choice, every reaction, every focus of attention. And quantum theory aligns beautifully with this. Your internal state, the accumulated frequency of your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs, shapes how the field collapses into form. Unconscious patterns draw reality unconsciously. Conscious attention draws reality consciously. Imagine a person afraid of failure. Every time an opportunity arises, subtle tension, hesitation, or self-sabotage arises, not from logic, but from decades of internalized patterns. And yet, these patterns are not fixed. Through awareness, reflection, and practice, you can begin to reprogram them. Visualization, meditation, and emotional alignment serve as tools to gently rewrite the scripts encoded in the subconscious, turning obstacles into stepping stones. This is the alchemy of inner architecture, transforming fear into guidance, resistance into insight, limitation into possibility. Here's the truth. Your subconscious is not your enemy. It is a repository of wisdom and experience, a deeply loyal servant that has been keeping you safe in ways you may no longer need. The moment you recognize its influence, you gain choice. You can begin to direct your inner energy with precision. You can align thought, emotion, and intention to collapse new probabilities in the quantum field. You are not erasing the past. You are transforming it into a foundation for conscious creation. Take a moment to sense your own inner patterns. Which habits guide your actions without permission? Which fears echo from the past? You do not fight them. You observe, honor, and gently redirect them. Every repeated thought is a frequency imprint, and every realigned thought is a new signal sent into the field. Your subconscious becomes a garden, not a cage, its architecture ready to be shaped by deliberate awareness. The shift is profound. As the subconscious aligns with conscious intent, the unseen threads of reality begin to respond differently. The world no longer imposes patterns on you, you orchestrate them. You are both architect and builder, designing experiences with clarity, intention, and resonance. Your inner landscape, once hidden and controlling, becomes a field of creation, a fertile ground where conscious desires manifest effortlessly, and your identity itself transforms into the source of your creation. What if your emotions were not fleeting reactions, but invisible forces shaping the very world around you? You are not drifting through life by chance. You are moving through a field where feeling carries weight, where emotion acts as gravity, pulling experiences, people, and outcomes toward you. Every thought, every pulse of your heart, every surge of feeling sends ripples into the quantum field. And these ripples are not subtle, they are magnetic, sculpting reality with precision far beyond your conscious mind. Consider two people navigating the same challenge. One approaches it with resentment, frustration, or fear. The other approaches it with curiosity, gratitude, and openness. Both confront identical circumstances, yet their worlds respond differently. Why? Because emotions are not decoration. They are signals. They carry frequency. They anchor probabilities in the unseen field. The universe does not merely observe your logic, it resonates with your emotional signal, collapsing possibilities around the weight of what you feel most intensely. Quantum science illuminates this principle. Experiments with entangled particles show that states of one particle instantly influence the other, regardless of distance. Emotions operate in a similar way. Love, joy, gratitude, or fear and anger emit frequencies that interact with everything in the field. Your inner state is gravity. It draws toward you the outcomes that match your vibrational weight. This is why two people can react differently to the same event, and why the world mirrors the emotional patterns you inhabit more than the literal details of circumstance. Imagine feeling genuine gratitude for something as small as a cup of tea, or the warmth of sunlight on your skin. The internal experience is subtle but profound. It shifts the density of your internal field, aligning your energy with abundance, clarity, and flow. You are not pretending or forcing. You are recalibrating your vibrational signature. Over time, these high-frequency states attract aligned experiences, people, and synchronicities, turning the invisible gravitational pull of emotion into a powerful engine of creation. Here's the truth. Your emotions are your tools. You are not a victim of circumstance, nor a prisoner of fleeting feelings. When you cultivate love, joy, gratitude, and focused intention deliberately, you are consciously calibrating the field to respond. You are turning invisible gravity into a guide, drawing toward you exactly what resonates with your inner state. This is not abstract philosophy, it is applied quantum practice. Every breath, every pause, every deliberate emotional choice fine-tunes the alignment between inner and outer worlds. Pause for a moment and feel your own emotional weight. Notice how anger, anxiety, or doubt feel heavy, dense, and constrictive. Now notice love, gratitude, and focused joy, how they expand, open, and magnetize. The contrast is instructive. Your vibrational pull shapes probabilities. You do not need to control outcomes. You need to calibrate your inner frequency. Emotional gravity is the invisible lever of reality, available to you in every moment. The shift is subtle but radical. As you anchor in high-frequency states, the world itself begins to respond differently, People, events, opportunities, and experiences move toward you with ease. The universe is no longer resisting or neutral. It is reflecting your vibrational weight. You are learning to harness emotion as both compass and force. You are no longer at the mercy of circumstance. You are the gravity. And in mastering your emotional field, you awaken the power to shape reality itself. What if everything you perceive is simply a reflection of what you carry inside? You are not merely walking through the world, you are walking through a mirror, and every encounter, every coincidence, every challenge is the field responding to your inner state. Your beliefs, your emotions, your unseen expectations ripple outward, returning as the experiences you call reality. And the paradox is this: the mirror does not judge, it simply reflects. Consider two people walking into the same conversation. One interprets a comment as criticism, tension rises, and a conflict unfolds. The other sees it as curiosity, remains calm, and the dialogue flows with clarity and connection. The words were the same. The environment was the same. What changed? The inner lens of observation, the emotional and cognitive frame through which the mirror reflects back. The outer world is a projection, a feedback loop shaped by the state of your consciousness. Quantum science validates this principle. The observer effect shows that particles do not collapse into a definite state until observed. In your own life, observation, the way you interpret, the way you feel, the way you focus, collapses possibilities into concrete experience. Your inner state is the lens that determines which probabilities become tangible. The universe mirrors not the surface, but the depth of your frequency. Your reality is not punishment, not random chaos, not chance. It is reflection, echo, and response. Imagine looking into a mirror and noticing tension, fear, or judgment reflected back. Not on the glass, but in your interactions, in the world, around you. The mirror is neutral. What you see is what you carry. By observing without resistance, by acknowledging without blame, you gain mastery over what the mirror reflects. The world becomes a teacher, a guide, a co-creator of your inner clarity. Every relationship, every event, every synchronicity is a signal pointing to the alignment or misalignment of your internal state. Here's the truth. Coherence inside produces coherence outside. The field responds to clarity, to centered awareness, to calm observation. When you notice projections without reacting impulsively, you reclaim creative influence. When you align your thoughts, emotions, and intentions, the mirror shifts. You begin to see opportunities where you once saw obstacles. You begin to feel guidance where you once felt confusion. The mirror is not a prison, it is a map showing where energy flows and where it is blocked. Pause for a moment and sense the reflections in your own life. Where does tension appear repeatedly? Which situations repeat like an echo? The mirror is showing you patterns, not punishment. By observing, by feeling, by choosing, you rewrite the reflection. You are no longer subject to old projections. You become the conscious architect of what appears. The outer world becomes coherent because your inner world has shifted. The shift is profound. Reality is no longer something to be endured. It is responsive. Every interaction, every coincidence, every challenge is a canvas reflecting your internal state. As you embrace the quantum mirror, you awaken to mastery. The outer world bends in resonance with inner clarity. You are not reacting to life. You are reflecting life. You are creating it. And in every reflection you see not limitation but infinite possibility.